All right, here we go. Carver and Lisi here with you. College football picks for week 14, which, if you didn't know, is the final week of the college football regular season. Next week is conference championships, etc., etc. The long road is winding to a close here as we move down, and a massive rivalry weekend here. Lots at stake coming into this weekend's games. Mike Carver with you, along with the encyclopedia of college football, the one, the only. Go for the two, Joe Lisi. Hi, Joe.
Got a lot of mo. I got a lot of mo, baby. I got a boil on my face. I don't even know what happened.
Boil on your face.
I don't know. I got bit by a spider or something. Had a huge boil the other day.
Okay.
But
sorry to hear that.
That's all right. It's unlike me. I don't know what happened there. Ingrown hair, maybe. I don't know. It's like chunky. It's a chunky boil or something that I gotta come down there. But
chunky boil.
Chunky boil. But I'm blocked. I'm ready. Huge apologies to everybody that backed the
podium time already. Going right into it.
Yeah, we go 5-2 with the college picks, and just. I knew I was on the wrong side after doing the show of college football today. You sniff out some things, and there were a lot of mushes on Kentucky after the fact, and I knew I sort of was dead to rights. But you have to try and will it home.
Yeah,
and it was just no shot. Terror, and I'm tired of this Pompey's mother.
Let me tell you, They didn't even give you any run in that game. They didn't even give you any run.
This kid Boley, the starting quarterback, sucks. He blows. Let him too. He gets hit. I actually thought we had a shot. He got hurt. Yeah, I'm like, oh, good. I hope the kid is all right, but take him out, right? Because he absolutely sucks.
Yeah.
They put in Calzone, who could at least throw the football down the field, and then Stoops is like, nah, I can't go with Calzone. They put this Boley in. Back in, the kid couldn't even add 2 + 2. Carver's terrible. But the good news is this. We were 5-2 last week, and we lost.
You were 5-2, yes.
And we lost the Mortadell special.
Yeah.
Game of the year.
Game of the year.
I realize that. But the good news is this. I'm giving away my Thanksgiving game of the century.
Century.
Never before released. This show, to make up for the loss of last week, this is the Carver and Lisi Crypto's back up. That's a good thing. Crypto Diamond Swiss cheese special. Game of the century. Not week, not month, not year, not decade. Century. Right here on this show. One of the Mortadells. One of the Mortadells will be the game of the century, Carver. The century.
Is it an SEC game?
It is.
It's an SEC game, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I already know what you're doing. You have already laid the breadcrumbs. Everybody who's watching, whether it's Eddie in Columbus and everyone else who's involved, you already know where this is going to go. Because Joe...
Really?
Joe gets a little vindictive. He holds a grudge. And before we even get there, I almost wish that I should just write it on a piece of paper right now, and then I'll hold it up, what my guess was, when it comes through. I'm going to text Joe now.
What do you like what do you like, that mind? You ever see that guy, The Mentalist? What do you like, The Mentalist? You're going to get in my brain?
Yeah.
Pick a card.
You can tell me if I was right later. I texted it to you what I think it is, and you can tell me if I was right later. Because I know that you'd hold grudges, and I got a feeling I know where you're going to go.
I think you're wrong.
Okay, well we'll see. Eddie's right. I thought he was going to say Baylor. I hope Joe better stay away from that Baylor team. Enough with Baylor here for sure. Okay, Joe. Listen, big week here. Now, we're a little earlier this week, obviously, because of the holiday. We have Thanksgiving on Thursday. Obviously, me and Joe aren't going to, my kids are all with a lot of things on Friday, which we've normally been doing the show. So, Joe, we get going a little bit earlier this week. Gives everyone a lot of time to check out the show and get all the plays in for Friday and Saturday. Now, remember, you get a big Friday of games on Thanksgiving weekend, including some big ones, Joe. You know, that Texas A&M is Friday night. That's a massive game. Egg Bowl is Friday afternoon. Massive game. Iowa, Nebraska, not so massive of a game as well. But there are, Joe, some significant games on Friday if you're a big college football fan. And you know I bellyached the last couple of years because I thought the Friday slate was a little weak. It's good that we have some games that actually have some juice on Friday this year.
Yeah, I'm looking. I mean, Arizona State's meaningless.
It's a good game, though.
You get the Georgia Tech game. Wish that game. I mean, that's always good. You get the Egg Bowl. There's no games on Thanksgiving, right? None for us.
No, Navy and Memphis Thanksgiving night.
All right, good.
Which, Joe, that game has gas.
I know.
For the American Conference.
I know.
There's some things
good.
at stake there.
There's 4 great games. I mean, this is awesome.
Well,
let
me just bring that up. You were right. So Texas A&M, Arizona State, good game. Georgia Tech is Friday also.
Yeah.
In the afternoon window at 3:30. And then the Egg Bowl is the early game, which is, Joe, you talk about all kinds of things swirling with Lane. And, that's just a very bizarre situation that they have going on. Because the guy almost makes it sound like he knows Lane's leaving, and they're going to wait till after the Egg Bowl to make that announcement. Because, of course, in your college football now, you got to have the coach in place by December 1st.
Will you stop with
so that you make sure you get all the recruiting and everything else lined up.
Well, what'd you think about Brian Kelly's son coming out for senior day? I mean, I can't blame him.
Who bothered you more on Saturday? Brian Kelly's son or Pavia's mom? Who'd you have?
Pavia's mom, obviously.
Jesus.
I felt like she was giving it to me, too. Every time I felt she was sticking me. Like, here, and here's another one, and here's another one. Every time. Every time they scored, and I was watching the game.
Yeah.
Let's just say at a place where I couldn't get too excited.
You couldn't get too excited?
And I was just burning inside.
Oh, you were at a nice restaurant watching the game at the bar? You were at the
I was getting visibly like annoyed every time they showed his mouth. And here's another one. Jeez. Like she was punching me right in the stones every time, Pavia. I'm like, could we get a guy? Could we stick a helmet in his chest? Could we do something? Could we knock him around a little bit?
He's a firecracker, Joe. They scored enough during the game. He's
good. I'll give him that. But I actually, if they don't make the playoff, I hope they play somebody with a solid defense so we could get after it. I hope they throw him around like a rag doll.
I got news for you, Joe.
Here we go.
There's no shot they make the playoff.
Okay, so could he play somebody in like the Sun Bowl and he gets ripped?
And I think that, and I will get to it. Even if they win this week, there's no shot that they're going to make the playoff. There's too many. Unless there's a ton of upsets this week, Joe, the logjam is just too big. Now, me and you are doing this week before they've released the Crack Crab and Lobster Committee rankings, which will be later tonight, of course. But there's too much of a logjam, Joe, with these teams between 6 and 12. How are they getting in?
Notre Dame with a sleepy 10:30 start in Palo Alto. Sleepy 10:30 start. No 7:30 kick anymore.
Well, I think there's 2 reasons behind that, Joe. One, obviously Stanford is awful. Stanford sucks. But if you look at their schedule, that's like the last leg of a really good quadruple header that they have. They have 4 really good games, and then that is the tip-off. Putting Notre Dame as the last leg of that quadruple header on Saturday.
I can tell you this. I've never rooted so hard for UCLA in a game than I will be this weekend.
You and Lane, you and your boy
Lincoln Riley to go to another 8-4 campaign and making $11 million and robbing a paycheck each and every
Yeah,
year.
it's true.
I mean, 11 million at USC. I mean, you would think that the second coming of Pete Carroll's walking through the door.
I
I
know.
mean, you got to be kidding me. And
Well,
nobody gives this guy any, and like you never hear, oh, Lincoln,
no.
Lincoln. This guy goes to 8-4 again. What is he doing?
Yeah.
What are we talking about here? It's not like he's not in a recruiting hotbed. He's in one of the best states for recruiting college football.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It is absolutely pathetic that this guy doesn't get enough heat.
So Joe, here we go into week 14. We'll do the picks, and then we got a lot of games.
I love this slate this week, and it's scary because
look at how ugly that is. Jesus, look at this.
Leave it up there. Let it marinate a little bit.
Let it marinate a little bit.
Let it marinate.
Yeah, thanks.
Let it salivate. Let everybody, in case we got people coming in. Let it. Wow, look at that. And I've heard people chomp that pick like 30 games like they're wheels.
Yeah.
We picked 100 games this year.
Well, yeah, and we're not done. And like I said, it is what it is.
100 games, and we're going to pick 110 to be. Put it back up. Let's just say.
Thankfully, these aren't. This isn't all that I play every week. Thank God, because I'd be in bad shape if that was the case. But thankfully, there were other things that.
Where's Carver? He's being roadhoused. He's being roadhoused. Right boot. Right boot.
Oh my God. But either way, I feel good heading into the bowls and the college football playoff. I'll be fine there. Even
listen to me. Right boot. Got it. Right boot. Got it. Right. I want you to be nice till I tell you not to be nice.
All right, Joe.
The double douche. Remember, he comes in Wade Garrett. Garrett. He died, right? Wade Garrett. Didn't he die?
I don't know, Joe. Let's get to the picks.
No, he said he didn't go the double deuce. He said the double douche. That's what he said in the movie. Okay.
You ready? We got a lot of games to get to. This is
Carver. I was born ready.
Joe, you have had such a monstrous year. I need to do this. Whatever the game of the century is, you have to pick it last.
Okay.
I don't care if I pick the game. You got to keep your cards to the vest. If I end up picking the game, and I know we sometimes will say, oh, I have that game too, and then go to it. You have to keep the game of the century as the last pick. You can't go because that's too big of a moment. Okay?
You got it.
Are you with me on that?
I'm with you.
All right. Take us out, Joe. Pick number 1 for this week.
Pick number 1 is going to be a Mortadell, Carver. Okay?
Great.
They're all I won't pick the last Mortadell. No, they're not all more. You see, there you go. You got to be stupid. You got to be dumb. Don't do that.
Like that gif of the guy slicing the mortadell that I said.
Yes, I know. And everybody couldn't wait. Lisi lost the mortadell.
Meanwhile, nobody. But I guarantee you, nobody tweeted you about the 5 wins. Nobody. No. Good job with the 5 picks this week. Good job with this. Right. Good job. All they went after you about was you lost the game of the year.
Right. Well, I get it. I get it. I love Tennessee. I should have made Tennessee last week. The Mortadell. I
bet you love them this week too.
They're not on the card. How about that?
Okay. All right.
All right. So there you go. All right.
They're on mine.
Here we go. Look, I've been on the Bulldogs, right? Bulldogs, Georgia.
I said, ooh, the Bulldogs.
And good pick by you. You went with the trend of them not covering against
Charlotte,
non-FCS, out of conference. These
one I got right.
50 plus, games.
38 points, 15 now, 16 in a row.
There you go. So great job by you. And they took the foot off the gas. I think they're trending to potentially be the best team in college football. I told you at the start of the year, I believe Georgia would be the only team. They're laying 14.5 in this game.
13.5.
Okay. I got bad lines then. All right. 13.5 to Haynes King and Georgia Tech, who, by the way, I told you Pitt would smack around the Yellow Jackets. Blue collar versus finesse.
You got it.
The one thing that you don't know is that Georgia Tech has matched up very well with Georgia. Back-to-back years they've covered. Obviously, the 8 overtime game last year, and 2 years ago, they covered a 24.5-point number, lost by 12 in Atlanta. Now they're only getting 13.5. Look, this is their year. This is their season right here. They can't make the college football playoff due to the loss last week to Pittsburgh. We know that Georgia struggles with mobile quarterbacks at times. I don't think there's any doubt that Georgia wins this game, but give me the Yellow Jackets plus the 13.5, Mortadell number 1. I think the Yellow Jackets will make this game close. They're an undefeated. They're 5-1 straight up at home. 4-2 against the number, against, stiff competition. They beat Clemson earlier in the year. I know it's Georgia, and Georgia's rolling, but rivalry game where you're getting 13.5 points with the mobile quarterback. Give me G-Tech, Mortadell number 1, plus the 13.5 in this matchup, Carver.
I would be with you on this, Joe, but I have one major, major problem with this game.
Go ahead.
And it's Georgia Tech's fault, and it's a big problem for me. This game should be at Bobby Dodd. It's ridiculous that they're playing this game at the Mercedes at the big stadium. You have to agree with me, Joe. Georgia Tech should be having this game at their field on their campus.
I know why they do it. And the last time Georgia Tech played there was Clemson, wasn't it? Not this year, but like last time they played in the Mercedes.
They played Notre Dame there. Was that this year? That was last year. They played Notre Dame.
That's what I said last year, and they got smacked.
Yeah, they should not be. And again, you know why they do it? It's a money thing. Well, Joe, this is a rivalry game. It's against your biggest rival. This game should be at home. On the years you get it, you don't see Georgia taking it out of Athens to go play at the Mercedes-Benz, do they, Joe? You think Georgia's going to do that? No, they're never going to do that. Georgia Tech, because of their selfish money grab, I think they're going to get smashed on Friday. Smashed. So God bless and good luck, Joe. I hope that you get it. But
now you so wait a minute. You bet Georgia Tech last week as a Ruby Slipper play. You get smashed around, and now you're jumping on Georgia. Yeah, whatever. So Mortadell won.
I don't like that they're not playing at home.
Who made you, boss?
Money grab.
Who made you? What are you, the commissioner?
Joe. Greed. I don't like the greed.
Greed is good.
Not in this case. When you lose 49-24 to Georgia, it ain't going to be good. The greed ain't going to be good then. All right, Joe, next pick for me. I'll go with a Friday game, too, to start things off, all right? Want to start with some Friday games? We could do Friday games. Last year, this game, the final, let me just make sure I got this right for you, Joe, because, sometimes you want to make sure that you dot the I's and you cross the T's in these games. This team has a chance. They know they're playing in the Big Ten title game next week. They know they're going to be there. But this guy loves style points. NBC game on Friday night against their rival, Indiana, going to West Lafayette against Purdue. 66-0 last year, Joe.
Oh, I remember. I was on
the
Purdue.
Friday night. You were on Purdue in that game. I got a feeling you ain't going to be on Purdue this time. Indiana's laying, and Indiana's taking you to Signetti's taking you to the woodshed a couple times this year.
What are you talking about?
You got him in Penn State. You got him in Penn State, but you went after him a couple other times. 28.5 feels like a big number, but it's not, because Purdue is pathetic and they can't score. And Signetti wants to keep the foot on the gas heading into this Ohio State game next week in the Big Ten title game. So, Joe, pick number 1 for me. Indiana and Signetti. I don't need 66-0. 45-0 does the job just fine. Minus 28.5, Indiana, pick number 1 on Friday night.
All right, Mortadell number 2. I like the way this team is playing. They're catching a ton of points at home. And he has done a fantastic job this year. Okay, fantastic in year number 1. What do we talk about head coaches in year number 1, Carver? They weed out the talent that fits their scheme and that doesn't fit their scheme, right? And you look at what Rich Rod has done, okay, with this program. They're playing very well down the stretch, okay? They're 4-7. They're starting to run the football. He's got the players. They're up against one of the best defenses in all of college football, led by David Bailey and this Joey McGuire, who I love, who has yet to send me any type of merch in any capacity. Okay? Thanks, Joey. I backed you for 3 years straight. I did. I said, how about, can I get some merch? I love Texas Tech. Taj Brooks follows me. Joey McGuire follows me. He tells me, call my SI. I'll come on the show. Call the SI. Leave multiple messages. I get nothing. I'm going with somebody that puts money in my pocket. Okay, I'm taking the 24.5. How about that? I think West Virginia at home in this type of game, look, I know they're not going to win against Texas Tech, but in this matchup where this team is fighting, last regular season game, I'll take a huge underdog, Rich Rod, plus, 23.5 or 24.5? What am I getting?
23.5.
Give me the 23.5 with the Mountaineers at home. I think they keep it close. I think it's an ugly game. I think it's lower scoring. And I think the Mountaineers could be within the number. Mortadell dos. And I smashed my finger in a door yesterday. You think I'm taking off from working out? Absolutely not. PR tonight.
I got to tell you, Joe, I thought about this game and taking the same side as you here. Only because is there a chance that Texas Tech gets up and they throttle down a little bit to prepare for the Big 12 title game next week? Is there a chance that happens?
I think there's always a chance.
I don't have a lot of faith. You kind of have like another blueprint here with Rich Rod and let's win one for the Gipper or actually play well for once this year. You kind of have that kind of. I'm more of is Texas Tech care enough about this game, or they just want to go in business, don't care about the spread, just get their win and get ready for next week when they'll play for a chance to go to the college football playoff. So I don't hate it, Joe. I think we like it for different reasons, but I could get behind the 23.5 in Morgantown with Rich Rod and the crew. And that's a Saturday noon East kick, Joe. Yeah. That's an early kick on Saturday.
Yeah, early kick.
For that game. All right, who could I give Joe next? We'll at least save some of the bigger ones for the end. I'll go with this one for you. Saturday 3:30 kick. Of course, a rivalry unlike any other. A lot of rivalry games this weekend. It's always fun, Joe, when Wisconsin and Minnesota get together. What do they play this one for, Joe? The Axe?
Paul Bunyan.
Paul Bunyan Axe between the Gophers and the Badgers. Minnesota minus 1.5. These totals, Joe, 37.5 this week for these two. Now, this Fickle, I guess since they announced he was coming back, the Badgers have had a little bit of spunk, right, Joe? Since Fickle's coming back.
The
problem is they're heading to Minnesota, and no one rows the boat when they're in trouble better than PJ. So PJ looking for another ho-hum 7-5 year if he can get this win in Minnesota. Up his bowl game a little bit. He's going to be going either way, but could get to a little bit of a better one. Give me Minnesota, Joe, minus 1.5 at home. And history, the head-to-head's a little bit better. I feel like PJ's gotten the best of Wisconsin a little bit, right? In these last few years.
Yeah, he's owned them.
He's owned Wisconsin in these spots since he's been there. He's been very good against them. So I'm going to take the Gophers, Joe, at home minus 1.5 against the Badgers. Could be a very ugly game. Very ugly.
All right. Mortadell number 3.
Yeah.
I'm not sold on Texas.
Ooh.
I think Texas is absolutely frauds. Okay, my boy, shout out Hog Wild. How about that Mike Washington run where he lays the shoulder down and just buries that defender in Texas? That kid, I can't wait for Mike Washington on the next level. Not only does he wear a great number 4, he wears the half shirt. His arms are rocking, 6'2", 230. He's a weight room guy. Oh, my God. This Texas team are frauds. They're not good. Arch Manning's not good. Okay? Steve Sarkisian, I don't even know if he's worth the money. In a big spot, he can't step up. Everybody just assumes that Texas is all of a sudden going to win this game against A&M and Marcel Reed. Mike Elko's a better coach. Marcel Reed is a better quarterback than Arch Manning, and they have a better third down defense than Texas. Give me A&M. I'm going to lay it. Mortadell number 3, Carver. This team is focused. If they get clipped, it'll be in the Southeastern Conference game. If they play Georgia, my nose is running.
Okay.
I'm laying the 2.5 with A&M Again, I saw enough in that game last week against Arkansas that honestly, they have a big three. But Concepcion, that rushing attack with Ruben Owens, Marcel Reed, the interior line, that front seven is going to get after Arch Manning. He's lucky if he throws for 150 yards in this game, Carver. I think it's a smash special. Give me A&M on the road.
I'm picking this game too, Joe. This Texas A&M game on Friday night, but I have a little bit of a different reasoning. Texas A&M has gone over the total in their last 5 SEC games.
Okay.
They've played some crazy ones, right? I mean, 31-30, 38-17, 49-25, 45-42, 34-17. 5 straight overs in conference. That tells me, Joe, obviously their offense with Marcel Reed scoring a lot of points. But as much as you want to talk up their defense right now, they've given up some points, Joe. I mean, this Sellers went in there a couple weeks ago and scored a ton of first half points against them. LSU, who, I mean, they can't do anything, scored 25 points against them. So I think that Texas is going to be able to score a little bit here. You might be right about Texas A&M winning this game, but I'm going to take the over, Joe. 51.5, Texas A&M and Texas. I think we get a game where Texas A&M could get into the 30s. Now, look, Texas played an over last week with Arkansas, so they were able to score plenty of points in that game with the Hogs. Over 51.5, Joe, in the Texas A&M game.
All right. Ruby Slipper?
Not me.
All right.
Not me. I haven't divvied that out yet.
I have Mortadell 4 coming last. Mortadell 4, last pick.
Right.
This is a regular pick. What did I tell you about the Tennessee-Florida game? I said Florida has 2 games on their schedule at home.
Yeah.
Both rivalry games. Didn't I tell you that?
You told
me. Go back to the tape. I said they're not going to get up for both. Pick the one that they're going to get up for. They're going to get up for Tennessee, or they're going to get it up for their in-state rival, Florida State, right?
Yeah.
I thought it would be the Florida State game, hence why we picked Tennessee last week. Now, you have Florida laying basically, 1.5, 2.5 in this game?
Yeah.
Depending upon where you shop. I see 2.5. Is that what we're looking at?
I have 1.5 as we're doing the show right now.
All right. 1.5. I'm going to lay the 1.5 with the Gators. I'm not sold on Florida State. I know the Gators suck, but the Gators in the swamp in a rivalry game, laying 1.5 against a team that they could definitely beat in Florida State, I think is live. Not only that, but this Deuce Robinson sucks. He drops so many balls for Florida State. I mean, he's the leading wide receiver. Cost them the game against Virginia potentially. Drops way too many passes. I don't like the rushing attack right now of Florida State. Inept. Castellanos looks like terrible deer in the headlights. Couldn't even move it against NC State. Florida, I think, wins by double digits.
Now, a few things here on this game. Number one,
God.
Florida State is going to keep Norvell, which,
does that matter?
God bless and good luck, I guess. And this is one of these games, and I haven't gotten to bring this up with you yet. How much stock in a week like this, and you've been doing this a long time in the final week of the regular season, how much stock do you put into a team that has 5 wins and is looking for that 6th win to get them into a bowl game? Now, I know this is also a rivalry game in that aspect, which a lot of these are this weekend, but Florida State is 5-6 and looking to get the 6th win to get themselves into a bowl. I know you like Florida. I understand that point. Generally, Joe, these teams that have 5 wins this week, how do you look at them?
I think it matters for the team, right? For Florida State, like they beat Alabama, they thought they were going to the national championship this year. Right. They start 3-0, and then all of a sudden didn't win an ACC game for 5 weeks, and then all of a sudden now they're back to, they were looking for the win last week. That was a pathetic effort offensively against NC State. The mistakes, the 2 muff punts were terrible. I mean, it's important for Florida State. I'm not going to deny that. It is. It's more important for Florida State probably than anybody else, right? Right. You look at some of these other teams like Kentucky's in that similar type of situation. Important for them, Stoops to keep his job, but again, Carver, you don't know. These kids are half checked out now. Does it really matter? Like, it doesn't hold as much weight as it holds weight for the coach. Does it hold it for the kids is the problem.
Look, I think you're right. I think that sometimes it's about the school, right, Joe? You know, I think that sometimes it's about the situation. You know, I know neither of us are probably picking this game, and we're going to talk about it when we run through all the other games, but like, you have a winner gets a bowl, loser goes home game between Penn State and Rutgers this week in the Big Ten, right? Both teams are 5-6. Now, does Penn State has fired their coach, but they've won the last 2 weeks, Joe, to put themselves in this position to where maybe the kids are a little jacked up, that maybe they fought back to get to a bowl. Rutgers is a team that we know what their expectations are. Anytime they can go to a bowl, they're going to be happy. So, like, there's obviously different levels, Joe, when you look at these teams that have the 5 wins. Some teams, it makes their year. Some teams, they don't care because they've had bigger expectations and they thought that they would be somewhere else. So that, like, I think that those Penn State kids maybe do have a little juice now to do this because of how the last few weeks have gone, and they've kind of thrown it, put it all together to kind of they love the interim coach. And they're trying to win, but Schiano chops that wood, trying to get those 6 wins every year.
I mean, Schiano's his coach, tells him to eat fruit. All
right, next pick for me, Joe. I'm going a little off the board here.
Here we go. These picks off the board. Here we go. Who always wants to be
now,
a wheel?
This is a rare thing. This is, I don't know if it's the first time in college football this has happened. A home and home in college football. The Pac-2, of course, playing a home and home. They played in Corvallis a few weeks ago. And if you remember, Joe, I was on Washington State as the road favorite, thinking that they were going to smash the Beavers and rub it in their face. Well, they lost outright in that game to Oregon State. A home and home, Joe, as they now play in Pullman this week. The Cougs and the Beavers. And honestly, Joe, outside of that Oregon State game, Washington State has been playing all these games, and they were hanging around with Ole Miss. They hung around. They almost beat Jimmy Madison last week. And
Jimmy Madison!
And now they're laying this huge number. And I believe it was, Joe, 3.5 or 4.5 when they were the road favorite in Corvallis against the Beavers, and they lost outright. 13.5 at home. And also, Joe, they have 5 wins. So this is another team. This kind of plays into it, too. They have a chance to get the 6th win. They've already played Oregon State's beaten them already at home. I don't know how much they could care about anything. What are they going to hire? The Montana State coach, Joe? They're talking about they're going to hire him.
Jimmy Madison.
I'm taking the Cougs. Wazoo. Don't do it to me twice against the Beavers. Minus 13.5 at home in Pullman. Pick number 4 for me.
All right. I mean, I respect it. I don't love it, but I respect it. You need Carver. You need all the help you can get.
I need all the help I can get. I'm sure.
You got NFL. You're doing better. And I'm looking at the chat now. What's up? What's up, Eddie? The Bronx Buckeye.
Do we get to witness in real time Joe get the flu? Yeah, it kind of feels that way right
it's
now.
not.
This Diego Pavi's blue collar. There it is, blue collar.
I'm tired of Diego's mom. Can we stop already?
All right, Joe. Right? Pick number 5 for you.
All right, pick 5. Ready? This team has snake bit me multiple times.
Oh, not Baylor. He's not going back to Baylor.
They're trying to be bowl eligible. Eddie, they're trying to be bowl eligible. This is a perfect opportunity at home in Waco.
Oh my!
This is the old Southwest Conference days. Baylor and Houston. I love this game. I like Baylor.
It is a system play. Unranked team favored over the ranked
system
team.
Play. System play. I'm taking Carver. This isn't a Morton Dow. Give me Sawyer Robertson, Bryce Washington, Michael Trigg, Josh Cameron. Give me the Big Dave Red. Over Willie Fritz. He's keeping his job. Why not? Baylor minus the 2.5 over Houston, the Cougs. The Cougs over-exceeded expectations. They got 8 wins. Their total was 5.5, juiced heavily at -178. I like this. Lay small favorites system. Lay small favorites, take big dogs. Lay small favorites, take big dogs. What's up? Get them some Baylor gear. I tell you what, Eddie, I might switch from Texas Tech if Aranda throws me some Baylor gear. I'm all for what have you done for me lately.
I don't know.
I'm reaching out to
Aranda,
Joey
Aranda
McGuire.
might not be in the building anymore by Sunday or Monday to send you the gear. You better hope he wins.
Can I take his? Can I take his? He can send me his on consignment. He might not
have any gear left. He's going to be out of the building. Change the key card for Aranda by Sunday morning. All right, Joe, next pick for me. We talked about this earlier. This Pavia with Vanderbilt going to Tennessee. 3:30 East kick on Saturday. Of course, the war for the state. Look, I think Vandy's had an unbelievable year. I really do. I thought that last week I couldn't understand you going to Kentucky in that spot. Vandy's kind of been the team on a little bit of a magic carpet ride this year. The talk is now there. If they win this game this week, they're going to be – they're not, guys. Just because if they win this week and get to 10-2, they are not going to be in the college football playoff unless like 4 other things happen. But, Joe, I think that they are going to win this game. They will be this year's South Carolina. Now, Clark Lea is not going to be as outward about it as Shane Beamer was. I mean, Shane Beamer basically walked around for 6 weeks saying I should be in the college football playoff. Clark Lea is going to sit in his office and not talk to anybody. But they will be this year's South Carolina, Joe, the team that's 10-2, an SEC team, did more than they should, and they just got left out because they're not Alabama or Georgia. Vandy wins, Joe, in Tennessee this week. Give me Pavia to finish off an unbelievable 10-2 season for Clark Lea and the Commodores, plus the 2.5 at Neyland. Tough chore there going to that place. That ain't going to be easy, but I think they've had too much of a magic carpet ride. Pavia, very good. I'm taking Vandy plus the 2.5.
It's not bad. I like the pick, Carver. I like the pick. I'm not going to go against it. Obviously, you know, Vandy could score on Tennessee. I think they have a shot, but I agree with you. I think they could be live. I'm not sold on Tennessee being world beaters. I think they could be exposed and haven't played all that great at home this year. So it's not a bad pick. I like it. I don't love it, but I like it. For you, it's a good pick in the back pocket. I like it.
Oh, thanks a lot. Thanks. I really appreciate that you like it. Go ahead.
Why do you get to be like that?
Because you take a dig. I mean, it's just like, what? Oh, thanks a lot, Joe. I'm real glad you like it. The guy Pavia, you stuck it up your rear end last week, so now you like it. Now you got.
Now you see. Now you gotta hit me.
All right, pick number. Where are you at, Joe? 6.
Pick 6. I told you in the break. Sleepy Palo Alto. Sleepy 10:30 start. Oh, big bad Notre Dame. Smacking around the orange, putting up a 70 spot. Let me tell you, they look like one of the best teams in the nation. CJ Carr. But guess who's on the other side for the Cardinal? You got a little Andrew Luck that won the big game last week. And you got Frank Reich.
They don't play.
Catching 32.5. 32.5 against Notre Dame. Nostradamus. Notre Dame will probably win, Carver, but you know
they'll probably win.
Don't be shocked,
Carver.
You
can make a case they're the second or third best team in college football right now.
Don't be shocked if it's a 4-quarter game in Palo Alto.
Oh, it's not going to be a 4th quarter.
I could just tell you this.
Let me just tell you something. You will get to shut the lights and flip over to Wyoming and Hawaii by halftime. You'll be able to.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
35-0.
I mean, I don't know, 35-0, 38-10, something like that. You know, right around that area.
Carver, I'm taking the points with Stanford.
Yeah, I'm so glad you are.
Because you know what? I don't think Notre Dame is all that. It came down between Pittsburgh and Notre Dame game. And I want to root for Pittsburgh, so I didn't want to put it out there because I hate Miami and the big chest. He's there with Lincoln Riley, but I'll take the 32.5. You want to give me 5 touchdowns, baby? I'll take the 30.
Didn't work out for Fran Brown last week. The 5.
Fran Brown has absolutely no defense.
Maybe he should go find another lacrosse player to play quarterback for this week's game against Boston College.
That's not right. It's not right by you. It's not right. And the Bronx Buckeye knows it. All right. Okay. I'm just telling
Now,
you.
you've kind of laid the tracks for me now here because there is a game that I'm picking. But I have a chance. I think I now know what your SEC game is. Do I have a chance to steal your thunder here? Or do I go with the game I know you're not picking and just leave the stage for you for the game?
Come on, hero. Step up.
All right. You know what? I'll pick this game first since I know you're not picking. I don't know why you're not going to Pitt this week. You just said it. This Mario big chest Cristobal on the road. You know what this is setting up for, Joe. At the place the Steelers play, the old Heinz Field there in Pittsburgh this week. An afternoon game. It's going to be miserable weather in Pittsburgh. Now, I like this better, Joe, yesterday when I saw 7. 6.5, for us, for the sake of the show right now, not great. But I'm going to take Pittsburgh, Joe, plus the 6.5 against Mario, big chest, Cristobal, who never shows up in a spot like this. Never does. I'm surprised at you. I thought this would be a family play. I thought that we would be together on this. I'm a little annoyed. I thought this was like not just us, Joe. The chat, everybody was going to be in on this. And we're going after big chest Mario out in the cold Pittsburgh weather Saturday afternoon. Give me Pitt. As much as I've been dragging that blockhead Narduzzi the last few weeks, give me Pitt plus the 6.5 against Miami.
Well, Carver, I held it back. Mortadell Quattro. Okay?
Yeah.
And you laid the groundwork, and you didn't think I would be on Pitt. But guess what? Guess what? I'm kidding. It's not Pitt.
Good.
I got you.
Yeah,
I got you.
on.
I got you with the hook line. You thought it would be Pittsburgh. It's not.
It's gonna be. It's got to be LSU Oklahoma. I'm sure that's the game that you go
Carver.
The game of the year.
I'm just gonna say this. There's a scenario in college football where I feel like people are just brushing it under the rug. Nobody wants to talk about it. You want to know why?
Why?
Because it's the unwritten rule. Do you want to know why? It's the unwritten. It's almost like blasphemy to do this because nobody.
Oh, I know
it. Nobody in this state wants to accept the possibility of this team potentially losing and missing out on the college football playoff. It's the forbidden fruit, Carver. Nobody in college football could talk about the great state of Alabama and the great Kalen DeBoer. That if he loses again, he'd be thrown in there with the other gutless head coaches, Lincoln Riley, Mario Big Chest, Steve Sarkisian. Nobody, Brian Kelly. Nobody wants to talk about the prophet Kalen DeBoer. Oh, give him time. Give him time to get his players. He's only there 2 years. Now, all of a sudden, the beautiful Crimson Tide fan is willing to accept another 9-3 campaign and missing out on the college football playoff after they dominated for 15 years with possibly the greatest modern-day head coach in Nick Saban. Are you kidding me? Wake up. They're frauds. They're frauds. Iron Bowl, blue collar, this DJ Dirk and Deuce Knight. Plus the 6.5. This defense is going to be playing with their hornet's nest on the plane 7:30. Are you kidding me? Outright Auburn over Alabama knocks them out of the college football playoff. Auburn plus the 6.5. Plus the 6.5. Game of the century. Not year, not decade, century. Mortadell 4. Mortadell 4. Quattro.
I hate to do this after you just did all that. It's 5.5 now, not 6.5. Just so
we wanted it 5.5. We wanted it 5.5.
Hate to do that to you after all that, but it's 5.5 for the sake of the show. It's 5.5 now. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it happen. So why not? I hope so. That would help a few teams out. Now would that sneak Diego Pavia in 10-2? Maybe. Who knows? But would help a lot of teams out if Alabama lost this week and went out.
Game of the century.
Game of the century.
Game of the century.
Game of the century. Wow, game of the century. And that's an outright. Outright, you want that.
For the sake of the show.
For the sake of the show, 5.5. All right, Joe. Last pick for me. Do I want to do this here? Now, you know what? I will go ahead and take this one as my last pick. You ready? Everyone, it seemed, after this game on Saturday has completely circled Oregon into the college football playoff. It's a done deal. Oregon's in. I've already, Joe, I don't think people realize that they're playing a game this week. Oregon's in the college football playoff. In fact, Joe, I've seen people say, oh, they might get that last bye now too. If things break right for them this week and they move up and Joe, they got to play Washington this week on the road in Seattle. Does anyone know that or no? Did you know that, Joe?
I knew that.
Most people don't seem to know that. Oregon has another game this week, a rivalry game on the road against the Huskies. Joe, this is always a tight affair when Oregon and Washington get together. Do I think Oregon's better than Washington? Yes, I think Oregon's better than Washington. Could I see Oregon going to Washington this week and have some trouble with the Huskies? You know that I can. Huskies, Joe, plus 6.5. And you know what? You want to do that with Auburn? I'll do it too. Outright, Joe. Washington beats Oregon this Saturday, knocks them, Joe, out of the college football play. Everybody had them in. They'll be out when they lose this game this week.
All right.
Well, they would be 11, and they'd be 10-2. I guess maybe they'd hang on by a thread, Joe, but they're not going to have any Big Ten title game to fall back on. Not that they're going to anyway. Washington's only lost once in 3 years at Husky Stadium to Ohio State. That's it. And look, for the sake of the show, Joe, I'll take the 6.5, but I think Washington can win the game outright. So last pick for me, Washington, plus the 6.5 here. So week 14, Carver and Lisi college football picks. Joe has Georgia Tech plus 13.5, West Virginia plus 23.5, Texas A&M minus 2.5, Florida minus 1.5, Baylor minus 2.5, Stanford plus 32.5, Auburn plus 5.5. That which is the game of the century, by the way, for Joe.
Mortadels.
Game
Georgia
of
Tech,
the century.
A&M, West Virginia, and Auburn.
Indiana, for me, Indiana minus 28.5, Minnesota minus 1.5, Texas and Texas A&M over 51.5, Wazoo minus 13.5, Vandy plus 2.5, Pitt plus 6.5, and Washington plus the 6.5. And yes, that will be the Ruby Slipper play. Washington plus the 6.5 at home against Oregon this week. The Carver and Lisi college football picks for week 14. All right, Joe, there's a lot of games neither of us picked that we have to at least discuss. And that includes obviously the one. And so Eddie, I thought you would pick that game. I wasn't picking Ohio State, Michigan, Joe, in my picks, but I put that up there because it is the game and it is happening this week. We know Ohio State, Joe, has had all kinds of problems with Michigan the last 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
All kinds of problems. Now, refresh my memory, Joe. Last year in Columbus,
yeah,
that was 10 also, wasn't it? Was it 10 last year, the number, when Michigan beat them outright?
20.5.
Last year was 20.5 or
2?
No,
yeah, Michigan was 20.
Yeah, was it that big last year?
It was 18.5, something like that.
Which
I had them.
It was 1 year it was around of these four.
2 years ago. No, it was
2 years ago?
Yeah, because last year, remember
last time they were in Michigan, it was 10?
Yeah.
Okay. Either way, Joe, Michigan has beaten them as heavy dogs outright the past few years. Ohio State and these guys have had a hard time. This is 10.5, Joe, right now. On the road for the Buckeyes, a 44.5 total. Can the Wolverines really do it again, Joe?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? How about that? Joe says, why not? Well, why didn't you pick it?
Because I didn't want to pick it. I like 8 games, 9 games. We only picked 7.
I'm just asking you, what was it? Why was this game not? If you seem so, why not? What? Because you think there is a way that Ohio State thumps them this week, right?
Yeah, but I mean, what are you talking about? I
This
don't
day is
understand.
going to look to smash them. You know that after the last few years.
Yeah. So
You seem very iffy on this game. You say,
I'm not
no,
iffy. I'm
I
trying to
guess
figure
no
out.
opinion. Biggest game of the week. No opinion. Joe has no
I
opinion.
like Michigan. I don't love
No
Michigan
opinion.
because, again,
If I had to play a side, Joe, I'd lay it. I'd lay it. I think Day cares more about this than winning another national championship. I think he wants to thump them in a big way. And this is a Michigan team he can do it against. I'd lay the 10.5 with the Buckeyes.
Okay.
In this game. That's just me, Joe. That's what I would do.
All right.
You sound like you're on the other side.
No, you have it all figured out.
Is that total a little light, or is that probably going to be a low scoring? It's low 40s? There's some low totals this week.
I probably would. I might take a shot. I mean, I don't hear Eddie talk about. Eddie might not follow you again, and you pick Michigan.
Eddie said, "I'm absolutely right." He just said right there.
Because you're picking the Buckeyes.
I'm picking the Buckeyes.
Yeah, I would take Michigan just because rivalry game. I don't love it, but again, how come it didn't make your card? If you feel so strong about it,
I don't feel that strongly about it.
Okay.
I'm saying if I had to take a side,
if candy and nuts were
if ifs and nuts were candy and nuts, every day would be Christmas.
Okay.
Ifs and buts were candy and nuts, every day would be Christmas. There you go. All right, Joe. The best of the rest. You ready?
Sure.
One Thanksgiving night game, which actually has some juice. Navy and Memphis at the Liberty Bowl. Memphis minus 4.5, 59.5 the total. Now, Joe, I tried to get all the American Conference scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
It's very tough. Navy must win its final game and needs Tulane to lose and or North Texas to lose. Because North Texas beat Navy head-to-head. Navy is disadvantaged in a three-way tie. So Navy needs to win, Joe, and get lots of help to find themselves in the American Conference title game.
Okay. But they still need help.
They still need help. The question is, will they get out of the Liberty Bowl with a win? They're catching 4.5.
What's that total?
59.5.
Like the under.
Yeah? Everybody's all weighed down with the tryptophan from the afternoon Thanksgiving dinner.
Tryptophan, L-tryptophan. Remember that?
Is everyone going to be weighed down from Thanksgiving afternoon dinner? That
could be.
Yeah,
the tryptophan. It's possible, yes.
The tryptophan play of the year, the under in Navy and Memphis.
Yeah.
Circle the wagons there. All right, Friday. This Egg Bowl with Ole Miss and Mississippi State. We know the deal with Kiffin. They're 7.5-point road favorites in Stark Vegas.
I'm going to take the dog.
62.5 the total. This Lebby's been good to me this year.
So then take him.
You want to take the dog?
I like the dog.
You think he's leaving?
Yeah.
You know he's leaving?
Yeah.
You got a lot of contacts down there in Baton Rouge.
I think he's
Maybe
leaving.
You already know.
I think he's leaving.
You think the kids know he's leaving? Let me ask you this.
No, because I think if he tells the kids they're leaving, they don't make the playoff. They could let down. Why would he tell the kids they're leaving prior to the Egg Bowl?
Now, I know that they're going to put them in anyway if they win the game and they're 11-1. If you're that crack crab and lobster committee and the coach leaves the team, I don't know. I get you. You can't take it away from the kids. I understand that. If they lose the game though, Joe, that'll be a reason for them to keep him out if Kiffin's gone.
Right.
That's another way for Diego Pavia to slip through the back door of the college football playoff.
Yeah. No, you're right.
You think Mississippi State can actually win the game outright?
Yeah, there's a 5-6 team looking to be bowl eligible
in a rivalry game.
In a rivalry game, and they've covered the 7.5-point numbers every game except Georgia. And again, in these rivalry games, I would take the touchdown and a half. Again, with the uncertainty about Kiffin, with all the media getting to him. I mean, it's such a distraction. But again, if he wasn't leaving, why would you drag it out? Why would you drag it out?
I know.
Like
Doesn't
if
make a lot of sense.
here's the thing. I know he likes drama, but if he's legit staying and
Right.
he's dialed in to make the college football playoff, why would you even drag it out past the Egg Bowl? Why would you like it? It makes absolutely
You would
no
say,
sense.
I'm not going anywhere. You
I'm
would
not
be
going
like,
anywhere.
I'm not going anywhere.
And our focus is to make the playoffs and win an SEC.
Here's Coach Kiffin's new 3 years tacked on with another $65 million and all that.
Right.
They would have did all that. So you're probably right. I mean,
but he's going to sell it like he's the victim.
Right.
This is a victim play because it's a victim play because his daughter dates Whit Weeks. Whit Weeks has another year left at LSU. His son is a senior wearing the LSU headphones. He wants to go to LSU. His daughter wants to go to LSU, and he's going to say, guys, I'm handcuffed. I mean, my kids want to go there, not the fact that I want to catch a $90 million contract over 3 years.
Because let's be honest here, Joe. At the end of the day, how much more money is he possibly going to get at LSU?
Carver, these guys, don't you want you see, for me and you, we love the limelight, right? But we're set like a certain amount of money. Well, I love the limelight, but a certain amount of money, we're content, right? Like for argument's sake, if we were coaches, we're going to give you $5 million. Great. We're you gave us that contract. We're committed to you for life. Like, we love you. We're content. $5 million, right? But these guys, just like Sarkisian and Lincoln Riley and all these other gutless head coaches, and I like Lane. I think Lane was deserving of the Alabama job personally over DeBoer, but because he had the off-the-field stuff with Saban and they didn't think it was a good fit, now they would be killing for Lane Kiffin in Tuscaloosa if he loses. But the point is that it's all about the flavor of the day. If Lane goes to LSU, he's going to be like, again, look at what they did with Kelly, right? And how much notoriety he got. Lane's going to get 3 times that, Carver. He's going to walk down. He's going to walk down the street. They're going to have.
I'm just going to say this again, and I understand that the rewards, the risk is probably worth the reward.
But they're also giving him 20. The rumor is they're giving him $25 million for a roster. They had 18 this year.
He'll never get that at Ole Miss. So that I do agree with. That's one thing. If you want to point to one difference, because didn't he bellyache last year about how much money Ole Miss spent on players that he wasn't getting enough? Because look, I feel like it's similar to what just happened. We just saw this with Brian Kelly. You're making tons of money at a place that is never going to get rid of you, that you could be there forever, maybe win. Kelly could have maybe eventually won it. I don't think he could have eventually won that, but he could have maybe won a national championship at Notre Dame. Could Lane Kiffin eventually win a national championship at Ole Miss? I don't know. Would they ever want to get rid of him, Joe? No. He would be there for life.
It's not. You
go to LSU like Kelly did.
Yeah, you're on the
hot. It goes bad. 4 years later, they're looking to beat the hell out of you in the street. But that never happens at Ole Miss. But again, it's not going to happen at Notre Dame.
And we talk about like Lanning, at Oregon. He's set too, and he's staying. He came out and said, I'm staying. Why? Because he's got the train in motion. He knows what he has to do to keep a level of expectation.
He's got a lot of money there too. A lot of money in Oregon.
I understand, but Lanning was been named for multiple jobs as well, and came right out and said him and his family love Oregon.
What'd you think of him taking a shot at the SEC with the schedule?
He's a former SEC coach, which smart. I like Lanning. He's intense. He reminds me of me. Like, he wants to lay somebody out. I do like blue collar guys. I like guys that like to win. I don't like guys that start belly aching when their teams lay up in a big game and get smacked in the face. Right. That's what bothers me. In a big spot, these teams get smacked.
After last week, there's absolutely no shot that I would take Nebraska getting 6.5 points at home against Iowa, the way they looked against Penn State.
Probably got to take them.
Nebraska?
Yeah.
Well, this game is always like a 1-point game. This Iowa-Nebraska game, Joe, right? The last few years, it's been like down to the last play, right? I mean, these games are always close. But this Nebraska team looks so gutless on Saturday night in that game. I mean, so gutless. They gave you
Okay.
nothing.
All
You
right.
expect a performance here at home against Iowa? I guess.
I mean, here's the thing. He's another one. Thankfully, he took the 2-year extension, right? I
Right.
mean, he'll never leave Lincoln now. Who's
Never
going to
say
be the
never.
Penn State head coach?
It's a great question, Joe. I mean, you really want to? You think Manny Diaz has done a good enough job at Duke that you want to go and hire him?
I still hear Elko because he's from Jersey, but nobody's mentioning him.
Cardinal McGee is right, and we were just saying that Cardinal. The amount of NIL money at LSU is astronomical compared to a place like Ole Miss, and
that's all it is now. And that's
he's going to make just as much money himself personally. It's having the money to be able to go and buy the players. That's really what it all comes down to at the end of the day. All right, Joe.
Carver High, he loves you.
That's
Uncle
good.
Lester.
That's good
Nobody
to hear.
loves me. It would be
Well,
nice
so
if I got
plenty
a
of
little
people
love.
love you. You get love all the time. And
not
Jill with
really.
the no way. I know Jill was saying something about Terry Smith has a lot of juice. Joe, they're not going to keep Terry Smith as the head coach.
No, they're not. Just like they were talking about Frank Wilson for LSU. He's got no shot.
I am from Nebraska, Jill said. Iowa will kill us. So Iowa will kill us. So not
Matty Rule.
Have a lot of now. I went after this team last week.
Okay.
They got down 14-0 to Rice, and then they scored like 56 straight points to win the game. So North Texas is late. This honestly, Joe, seems light. 20.5 against Temple at home. It seems very
Temple
light.
fighting for bowl contention, no?
Temple has 5 wins. They do. They're 5-6. Now, North Texas is in the American Championship game if they just win this game. They will play
Ripper. They're going to, believe it or not, Cal is going to go to Ron Rivera. Watch this.
Wait, you know this? He's there as like their.
You could see the writing on the wall. This is Cal is so dumb. They're stupid.
Such a bad hire.
I know. He has no understanding about NIL. He has no understanding how to even coach an NFL team, let alone a college team. But at the end of the day, that's where I think Ripper. That's where I think they're going to go.
All right, you think North Texas takes care of business against Temple?
I actually like the 20.5 with Temple.
Okay, you like the 20.5. San Diego State can punch their ticket in the Mountain West Championship game. They're 1.5-point road favorites in New Mexico. That'd be a tough game for them, Joe. New Mexico hasn't been awful this year.
No, I mean
they're 8-3. I think they could get in the game. I'm
gonna go with the over there.
We mentioned that game. We mentioned that. Who do you like in the desert rivalry with Arizona State? Arizona State dogs at home in this game. A slight dog, but
I like Dillingham. Blue collar.
He is blue collar. That's one thing we'll say.
Now everybody's pumping up this Brennan.
That game sucks. Colorado, Kansas State. Kansas State can get a 17.5. That's pretty heavy. 17.
Kansas State put money in my pocket last week.
Hey, Kentucky and Louisville. Can't go back to Kentucky, right?
No, I can't. They're dead to me.
They're playing for a bowl. They're 5-6.
I know. I hope they win, but I can't do it. Can't do it, Carver. I can't do it.
How about Clemson and South Carolina? Now, Clemson's lost this game, 2 of the last 3 years? And are they playing for a bowl? No, they already have 6, so they're in a bowl no matter what. Man, a little pride for Dabo here to finally beat this Beamer? Jeez, come on.
I would take Lenore Sellers over.
He's the best. You want to take just the best player in the game? I guess you could take him, right? I
mean,
that's kind of the way to go with that. BYU just needs to win. They're 18.5-point favorites against UCF, and they'll be in the Big 12 title game. They should not have a problem there. What else here, Joe? Want to lay 1.5 with Duke against Wake Forest? ACC?
Nah, I would take Duke.
You would take Duke. Who do you like in this Battle of the bowl game between Penn State and Rutgers in Piscataway, 13.5.
I would love to see Rutgers win that game. I really would, for the state of New Jersey
State
and
University in New Jersey.
and for Schiano to get back on top. Great.
He'd thump his chest too, because even though this is like a shell of a real Penn State team, he'd put a goddamn banner on the Garden State Parkway.
Yes.
Rutgers beat Penn State this year. He would absolutely love it.
What's this doghouse? I have yet to see a college.
Yet to see a college quarterback this year. I guess would be this year that would last more than 5 minutes in the NFL. Now, Joe, that is an interesting point. Are any of these guys like? They're all saying this Mendoza is going to be
I don't like Mendoza.
Who do you like? Is there a quarterback that's going to come
really
out this year that's even worth a top 5, a top 10 pick? Is anyone now? They're going to go because they always do.
Klubnik sucks. Nussmeier, no good. I mean, these guys are going to more like worse than Tyler Shuck now. I mean, it's just terrible. It's Mensa can't be trusted, but I still think Duke in this spot, Lester, against Wake. I think they're live. I don't know. I like Mensa over Robbie Ashford and Purdy, but that's me.
That is just
yeah. Sam Levitt. We don't know.
Sam Levitt's up for the highest bidder. He's staying in college. He's
Lester breaking my chops, Mr. Lisa. Right? Mr.
That's
Lisa.
probably just a typing error, Joe. All right. I mean, come on.
Okay. It's probably you on your burner.
Missouri, Arkansas.
Oh, this Mike Washington, Taylor Green. I tell you what. I feel so bad for this Arkansas team. But Hogwild, I know you're listening. This is a shout out to you. Those road uniforms in Austin, they look fantastic. I want to be the coach. Yeah, I got a new favorite team. Forget LSU until they hire Kiffin. Hey. Arkansas. I want the Arkansas jersey.
Is this Drinkwitz's last game as Missouri head coach? Is he going to be the guy who gets the Penn State job?
It wouldn't be a bad hire. I mean, if you're talking about who would you? I tell you what, I would go either Brent Key at Georgia Tech, but
Omega Blake.
The Omega Blake. Forget the Alpha. Go with the Omega. The Omega Blake.
That might be one for Penn State. This Drinkwitz, but
I don't like Drinkwitz too. Him too. He's so cerebral. Oh, Eli Drinkwitz. Eli, if he just had his quarterback, Bo Prabula, blows.
I thought for sure.
I told you he stunk. I told you Oklahoma would.
That's why I told you. Yeah, but did they get the over? You mean you were
backing? But I thought he would be a turnover machine. I thought he would be a turnover machine. This guy Mateer, all of a sudden pulling back on the reins. He gets an 85-yarder. We have a basically 2-touchdown lead. 5 times they get the ball on the 50, and he can't even get a field goal. Like he can't move 20 yards in college.
Now I thought for sure.
The Omega, by the way, the Omega got shut down by Texas. He had 12 yards.
I thought for sure you were going to have this game on your card. LSU at Oklahoma.
I was going to take LSU with the points, but Oklahoma, I want Oklahoma to make the playoff because I feel like Venables is deserving. They've bashed this guy. They had one of the hardest schedules in the SEC. For him to go 10-2 would be very good for him, and I think they can make some noise. I think if they get into the playoff with that defense and Mateer, a month of preparation, don't be shocked if they win their first game.
Wow, look at you.
And they have them right now, they'd be playing Notre Dame. Edge, Mateer, over.
Notre Dame win that game.
Look at you. Oh, yeah.
No,
they wouldn't.
Notre Dame is like the second, third best team.
Yeah, okay. All right. You see, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Written word.
Written word. One more thing on that game. 36.5. LSU and Oklahoma. I mean, LSU is so pathetic scoring points.
Yeah, I'm not taking the over. Don't even get me. I was in the over there. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it, Carver. I'm not doing it.
36.5?
No.
Can't get you in on that?
No. Maybe after the first quarter when it's 3-0, maybe I'll dive in the 20s.
You're taking UCLA with the 21.5 against USC.
Absolutely. Outright.
Battle of Los Angeles. You going to take them? Outright, did you just say? Outright.
Outright.
Wow. That would be something if that happened. Neither of us picked this game either, and this game has significant implications. Virginia is a 9.5-point favorite at home against Virginia Tech. Virginia, Joe, is Virginia win and get in? Yes. Virginia controls its destiny. Win its final regular season game, and they'll be in the ACC title game. I could see them yak this up, Joe. This is how the ACC has been all year.
All right.
I probably should have put this game on my radar.
I like the over.
Rivalry game.
I like the over.
A rivalry game with a lot on the line.
Over.
Okay. Over. It's 52.5.
I like it.
You mentioned Alabama and Auburn. I didn't really get to talk about that game because you were in such a role with it. I would love Auburn to win, Joe, but I just can't see it. I would love it if Auburn won. I will say that line says Auburn.
Yeah.
The line says Auburn at 5.5. Certainly does. I thought about Cal with the 13.5 against SMU, but I couldn't do it. SMU is also win and get into the ACC title game. They're not going to go stub their toe out in Berkeley on Saturday night, right?
I don't think so. No.
They can't do that.
No.
That would be real ugly.
Maybe the total there, though. That would be a nice total. What's
53.5.
Yeah.
The late night bailout blowout games. UNLV Nevada is at 9 o'clock East in Reno. Fresno State, San Jose State's 10:30. Wyoming and Hawaii is 11 on the Big Island. Who's in the driver's seat for that title game, Joe?
What?
The Mountain West. I know San Diego State.
You just said San Diego State.
One spot. Who could play them? I'm pulling it up.
Could it be Fresno?
Boise, New Mexico, and UNLV all have 2 losses. So New Mexico's playing San Diego State, Joe. So if they lost, they would obviously be eliminated.
Right.
And then if Boise and UNLV win, they would both have 2. Didn't Boise beat UNLV this year?
Yes.
So I guess it would be Boise, San Diego State would be the title game. Now Boise State's playing Utah State.
Yes. Got to double check. Yeah.
That's a Friday game.
Yep.
Boise's playing them. So you still have something to play for there in the Mountain West for who's going to get in. Other than that, Joe, Texas Tech and BYU is very simple. Win and they get it.
Right.
The ACC is a disaster. The American's a disaster. We know it's going to be Ohio State and Indiana in the Big Ten for that as well.
Yeah.
What?
David Fales, the quarterback. Okay.
There you go, Joe. College football, last week of the regular season. Big week ahead. I'm excited. Excited for it here. We still have to do the NFL. We will come back and get that done. And I got to tell you, Joe, now it's my turn to go to the podium. You went to the podium. What a gutless from the Detroit Lions defensively.
All right, save it.
We'll come back.